Hey, what's up guys? So there are tons of new apps and games being released every second. We want to highlight some of the best new ones and maybe ones that you've overlooked. Here are 5 apps and games to download for the week of July 22nd, 2016. Let's go. Sometimes you're watching a YouTube video and you want to go do something else, but you don't want to stop the video. Well, FlyTube allows you to put YouTube videos in a floating window on top of whatever you're doing. You can have it set as the default player, so whenever you tap a YouTube link, it will automatically open in a floating window. Or you can use the share feature in the official YouTube app. Just tap the share button and choose FlyTube from the list. It'll take the video that you're watching and it'll pop it out into a floating window. So now you can go do something else like respond to a message, check Twitter, and have YouTube playing in a corner of your screen. FlyTube is really well designed, easy to use, and it's completely free. Dots & Co. is another game from the people who made Dots and Two Dots. The gameplay is largely the same as the previous games. All you have to do is connect colored dots by drawing lines. There's a lot more to it than that, but basically that's how it starts. You're going to want to keep your eye on the top of the screen. That's where it will show you what you need to do. Sometimes you need to get a certain amount of the same color. Other times you'll have to do things like break ice. One of the new features in this Dots game is called Companions. These are little characters that have special powers that can help you solve the levels. For example, the penguin will remove all of a certain color after you have collected enough of the triangle shapes. This game is absolutely gorgeous to look at, and the music has a very chill vibe. You can easily just sit down and play this game for hours. It's free, but there are some in-app purchases that can help you along, but they're not necessary. Swiftmoji is a new keyboard from the makers of SwiftKey. So SwiftKey has emoji prediction, but it doesn't really do prediction. It basically just brings up the emoji for the word that you type. Swiftmoji does a little bit more. So if you type pets, for example, it's going to bring up all the emoji that have to do with that. So dogs and cats, and it will predict while you're typing. So if you used a dog emoji, it might bring up the footprint emoji for dogs. You can also type something like congrats, and it's going to bring up cake, it's going to bring up clapping, it's going to bring up balloons. So it works as a little bar on the top of your regular keyboard, and just while you're typing, you can see emojis being predicted there, and if you ever want to use one, just tap it to drop it in. As with all SwiftKey products, there are a few different themes that you can choose from and some customization, but this is just a really nice keyboard if you love to use emoji. Dashy Night is my favorite type of game because it's incredibly simple, but yet super addictive. There are only 2 controls. You tap the left of the screen or the right of the screen to jump or dash. Your little 8-bit knight is running pretty quick across the screen. You have to jump through castle towers or dash through enemies to slice them with your sword. And since the knight is running pretty quick, you have to make split decisions on how you're going to do it. Are you going to jump or are you going to dash? Sometimes if you dash, you might dash too far and then you run into a castle. The goal is just to stay alive as long as possible and try to get a high score. The longer you go, the higher your score is. It's super simple, very well designed, but you will be caught in it for hours. Channels is an app that allows you to talk with other people that use your favorite apps and games. It scans your phone for all the apps and games installed and then automatically adds you to those channels. A channel is basically a forum where people can create topics and to discuss the specific app or game. It's like every app has its own little community. This is great for asking questions or just finding people with your same interests. If you're into Pokemon, you could go into the Pokemon Go channel and find people sharing tips. Or maybe you're looking for the next show to watch, so you go into the Netflix channel to see recommendations. Channels is a great place to go for help or just some casual conversation. It's a very well designed app and it's completely free to use. And that's it for this week. We'll be back next week with 5 more apps and games to download. In the meantime, be sure to like this video and subscribe to the Phandroid channel if you haven't already. See you next time.